So I'm about to start cutting out the floor, or at least pieces of it, to prepare for doing the entire thing. My goal is I'm going to go through, I'm going to mark out some areas that I need to avoid trying to cut through, to give myself some space, well, and my dad, because my dad's coming tomorrow, to make it easy to sit in here and like try to attack a lot of the edges where spot welds are and everything, where I can just stand in the middle, or we can. So I'm gonna be working on that today. Went to Harbor Freight, got a reciprocating saw, a couple other pieces that are gonna be important for this stuff, and tackle it. I've never done a floor before, but I've tried to spend a good amount of time figuring it out. And hopefully it goes well. We get everything aligned how it needs to be. And this is just the first section. Eventually, the rest of the floor, so behind the rear seats where they would be and the trunk will be done too, but a step at a time, because the floor comes in tomorrow and I want to be as prepared to make the parts where my dad is here to help out easier. So show you kind of how it's going through. Now the first thing I'm doing is actually going through, and you see the line I'm making. That's to mark where I'm going to be cutting, and then I have a couple boxes where I go ahead and actually have these X marks. Those mean don't cut. And I'm laying out the whole floor like this to at least get this whole center section done and the meat in the middle, so that I can stand in the middle for all of the spot welds that are going to need to be done along the rocker panels, going all the way back. There's going to be some up into the toe board as well, and we'll get there step at a time. And now that I got a good amount of stuff marked out and I have an idea of where I'm cutting, I'm going to start cutting. So, but make sure like you wear your safety stuff. I got some goggles, or safety glasses. I've got some earplugs. I've got some gloves, so we'll get started. I'm really just going to take the path of least resistance here, which is actually right by, cool, right where it's already dead. So loud. Yeah, it's pretty loud. There we go. First piece is cut. And on the bottom of some of these pieces, I gotta be mindful, because I don't know if the new panel is gonna come with these plates. So I can't throw this away yet, because I may have to remove this plate and put it on top of, or weld it to the new floor pan. So we will have to see about that. Now, one thing you have to be careful of is when you have a lot of flimsy metal like this and you're cutting, that you don't just keep pushing until it breaks, because it may unexpectedly cave in on you, and that's not very fun. So you gotta kind of stay ahead of the game with that as it goes along. You can see like kind of what all that I cleaned up, right? Like some of that stuff's going to be valid, so that whole front rim, like this whole seam, we'll need to chase spot welds on. And then, yeah, the spot welds are on the bottom side, where I cut away. But because I cut all that away, that's going to make it so much easier. And then this is that support that I can just finish cutting the rest out. I mean, you have a couple spot welds underneath it, but honestly, like, we can just chop it out and then worry about that later, since it comes on the new piece. Like, I'm so stoked that that new one comes all together the way that it is. I really am. It makes me so happy. I say let's focus on the front. Let's focus on all of these up here.
Okay.
And then all the ones on the subframe panel.
Mm-hmm.
Since the spot cutter came in, I can focus on trying to do all this stuff with a spot cutter rather than a grinder. So what's up?
Said I need a 7/16 deep set 3/8.
760 beats at 3/8?
Uh-huh.
For?
Your toilet.
It's top drawer. Everything should be in there.
Okay, because it's the way it's rocking and stuff, you just need to tighten down the bolts.
Okay.
Or it might need shims. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Top drawer on the. There we go.
Yeah.
So I have this thing, it's a center punch.
Okay.
Right, see I have this one marked.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take this, and this is spring loaded.
Here, wait. Say that all again. You can't even see. Okay.
So I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to put it in what I can best find for the center.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to hit that a couple times, and I'll give it a little dot.
Uh-huh.
Take a little bit of the lube here and hit it so it doesn't chew up the bit. This has a pin on it that I'm going to try to set in that, and I'm going to try to slowly make contact so it doesn't lock on me. And then the goal is to only get through the top panel
Okay.
on that, but I'll just kind of get in here, pry up, and I'll be able to see if I got all the way through, and if I need to get a little bit more on one side, I'll just line it back up.
And that just removes the welding spot?
Yep,
Oh my goodness. That's so much easier.
way easier. Some of these are just snapping off from putting the chisel in and separating it from the panel, the rocker panel. So I'm going to try to do as much of it that way as I can. And then all I have to worry about is grinding to clean it up. So, yeah, this corner is a little tricky. Like I have it all separated, but this was a little rough.
Yeah.
Here, but we have that box here, and there's also like a brake cable bracket that sits underneath here for the parking brake. But like I could technically cut all that, so I'm gonna try to do that real quick and get a little bit further.
I was going to say, if you can, try to take these little Well, should we even bother? Save those 2 little pockets?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
These corner panels are an absolute nightmare. And it hasn't been going bad, like, in all honesty. But I should have everything separated. I'm just trying to get all of these to release. And then I can pull this corner out, and then I can keep moving. But it's been a lot of physical labor today, that's for sure. Yeah. Ow.
Did you cut yourself?
No, I just like smacked that pretty good. Hey.
Ta-da! Such a deal.
All right, so can you hold that up?
You betcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Okay. We gotta try to clean up like all of the toe board in here to see
What we're gonna have to do?
if we're gonna need, if we're gonna need
A repair piece.
a repair piece for that, or if we can get away with, I should probably get this piece out.
Rust encapsulator.
Yeah. So we got that. Yeah, I'd like to try to get as much of this out today, if not all of it out today as possible. And then all we'll have is grinding, cleaning, and some more coating to do.
Okay, buddy, what you say? I think we're in pretty damn good shape. Really.
Yeah, I agree.
A rust encapsulator and clean it up a little bit more, and we should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I mean, everything is felt solid, so
Yeah.
it's mostly like surface rust.
Cool.
I agree.
Then right now we just want to maybe put I have a flapper wheel that's in the garage.
Mm-hmm. Just smooth it out.
Maybe work on the rocker panel on that side.
Okay. So what?
Where are your gloves at?
In the garage.
I don't want any OSHA reports today.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, you won't get one from me anyway, so.
I know what you know. I know you know what I'm saying.
I do.
How you doing, Dad?
I'm doing okay.
Is that pad helping?
Yeah,
Good.
it gives me something to park my ass on.
Ugh. So, I know Gary's probably still busy getting set up and moving and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't been in a rush to,
See how I got this?
yeah.
Matter of just grinding it off.
So I haven't been in a rush to bother him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Plus, I mean, we got a lot of other work before we have to worry about the motor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
But
And anything that motor will need, you know, like bearings and everything else, he'll go ahead and take care of. He usually does, anyways.
cool.
If you want him to, you know, he'll just tell him, yeah, just give me the bearings and everything.
I mean, I trust him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've known Gary a long time now.
So the guy I was talking to from my old church, he has a friend that's obsessed with Z28 Camaros, and he has a bunch of NOS parts and stuff like that, and he has a M22. I'd like to get an M22
Okay, well,
if
that's
possible, because I mean that's the right transmission for this engine. Part of me says go crazy and make it super noisy, put a gear drive on it, and
Sure,
between
why not?
between the straight cut gear, tranny, and then the gear drive, and I think it'll be loud and annoying.
Oh yeah, very. But that's what makes hot rods fun.
That's a big part of it. That's for sure.
Yeah.